Hi, my name is Clearly, and so I got a webcam last week, and now I feel obligated to over video blog since I like rambling about things in general and have a tendency to not shut the fuck up. I thought that maybe I would continue with this whole thing and keep not shutting the fuck up. That's about all I'm good for. Sandwich making, blowjobs. One of the things I wanted to talk about is about the new MMOs that are going to be coming out in the next year. Cataclysm is going to be coming out later this year. My guess is probably sometime in November so that they can catch that Christmas release date. And I'm really not very excited about Cataclysm, honestly. I'm very skeptical of a number of the changes that they're making. I feel like they're dumbing the game down even further than it already is. And it's already like Fisher Price's My First World of Warcraft. I don't know how it can possibly get any simpler. They recently announced that they're going to be reducing the number of talents that we have because evidently it was too hard to figure out talent builds now. I understand some of the reasons that they're doing that. I definitely know that there were default builds that people tended not to stray from because they tended to come out better on spreadsheets, and I totally support min-maxing in every possible respect. I'm very big on theory crafting, and I believe that you should always do what you can to make your character the best you can. But they're removing a lot of the useless talents, and there were a lot of useless talents. I can kind of see that. So in some respects, I see where they're going with the talent tree changes, but I'm highly skeptical of how they're going to look when they're implemented. Think it's kind of lame that they're forcing you to pick one talent tree throughout your leveling. But I mean, on some level see where that's going. Another MMO that's coming out, it's called Tera, the Exiled Realm of Arborea. But if you Wikipedia it, the first thing that comes up for Tera is a porn star. The second thing that comes up for Tera is a porn star. If you get like halfway down the page, you can find the actual page, which doesn't really have any useful information on it at all. Basically, what I know about Tera is what I know from the website and stuff from E3 on YouTube. Tera looks really cool, I'm not gonna lie. It has a really unique battle system that's very different from World of Warcraft. It's using an action-based system, actually, which is gonna make it more similar to, say, Zelda, for instance, where, you know, you swing your sword and there's nothing in front of you and you miss, but you keep swinging your sword, and if something happens to walk in your way, you'll hit it. Likewise, you're gonna have to aim with your spells. But I feel like lacking a targeting system and becoming dependent on actually aiming, bringing skill into the game, is going to make for a really interesting MMO. Fortunately, there have never been any successful action-based MMOs. Games have tried it but haven't really panned out. But I think it will make for more dynamic gameplay than you get with WoW. It's using a variety of tank and heal and DPS classes. There's one hybrid class, which is Mystics. It's the class I'm looking at the hardest. It also has a race of demon women, which is fucking awesome. So you can be a succubus finally after all of those years. And there are some little panda people. I don't know why. I guess because Final Fantasy did it first. It looks interesting. The gameplay looks really interesting. The big strike against it, other than being an action MMO, is the fact that it's from Korea. And I don't want to be racist, but let's be real. Korean MMOs are just not what somebody who loves WoW is going to be looking for in a game. I don't want to play a grind fest. I want to actually be able to get to max level and then start working on progressing my character. So I'm skeptical about it in that respect, but I'm very excited about it all the same. The other game that's coming out that my boyfriend and I have been watching information on the second it comes out, basically, is Star Wars The Old Republic. Tom used to play Knights of the Old Republic, but I never did. Most of what I know about the previous game is from listening about his experiences. The big thing that I'm skeptical about ToR is that it looks like a lot of talking. And I don't know how you feel about RP events, but I'm fucking over RP events after I've done them once. Like Wailing Caverns, and it was the most boring shit in the history of the universe, watching the fucking druid RP walk around the fucking instance. So over it. It's fully voiced, so you have to sit there and listen to people talk. You can't just skip all the text. And when you do an instance, you're gonna fucking listen to these same people talk, make all of these decisions, do all this shit over again. I don't know how I feel about that. That looks kind of boring. The other thing that I'm kind of skeptical about ToR is that it has Star Wars nerds, and not to be a nerd elitist, but let's be real, Star Wars nerds are pretty fucking lame. And like I said, I don't like RP bullshit. The other thing that I really don't like about Star Wars ToR is that I'm going to play on the dark side just because, you know, I play Horde and WoW, and pretty much I'm assuming that Horde players are going to carry over to the dark side and be kind of evil because, you know, people are assholes, whatever. And ToR has kind of a karma system based into it. It sort of reminds me of the karma system from Fallout, if any of you played that. But basically, when you make decisions that are evil, you get dark side points, and if you act like a pussy or you're nice to people, then you lose dark side points. And I might be wrong on how that system works, but I do know that there is some kind of karma system built in based on your decisions. I know that for a fact. I'm not actually I'm really not an asshole, and I don't know that I really like the idea of having to go around being a dick to people all the time to min-max my character. I don't know, that just doesn't really appeal to me. I'd rather be a nice dark side person, but then that just means I suck at life. Anyway, those are my thoughts. If any of you have some thoughts, I would love to see your responses. You can either post them in the comment box or post a video response to me. That would be cool too. But I would be very interested in further dialogue on the subject. Hope you have a lovely evening.